everybody. Welcome to another episode of the College Football Tailgate with me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only chain gang connoisseur himself, Chase Lupine Fiasco Sesums, and of course, our Uncle Rico, everybody's favorite gambling uncle. Let's go.
What's up, boys? How you doing?
Doing good, Eric. You already got a couple chats going on right here. Bobby Thomas is here for your rant about your Mel Tucker rant, which has become like a weekly segment almost.
I mean, he's a fucking moron. Like,
yeah,
he's just a moron. He's just a moron. Now, look, I've talked to some people. I have some ties to the Michigan State program. They told me to kind of keep my mouth shut with what they told me. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. But I'm going to say this. He's a dumbass.
Yeah.
When I read the article, I think he was having an affair with her. That's how because for you to do what he did with someone you just kind of have come on talk about what she was talking about, you're not going to unless you're comfortable with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, well, I don't know. He's a dumbass. He's gone in my eyes. So,
when Jim and I did the gymnasium on Wednesday, we decided that Michigan State might belong on the Mount Rushmore of sexual assault. Like they are.
We actually said that the
Big Ten. Jason. Yeah, the Big Ten. The Big Ten is definitely like the premier sexual assault conference, but like Michigan State is like they're in like Tom Brady level right now. It's insane.
So you bring back D'Antoni. Now Michigan State, I can go on this Michigan. I can talk about hours and hours about this. D'Antoni, now he was great. He got the program to uncharted waters, doing what he did, but
it nearly killed him.
He's responsible for the downfall because they brought in this coach. There's this like college football academy. It got all the kids from Ohio, Michigan, Indiana. He hired one of the coaches, and then there was a sexual assault. And that coach they brought in, D'Antoni had him take the downfall, thus killing the pipeline to all the best players for Detroit, all the best players from Ohio, which he owned over Urban Meyer, over John Harbaugh. And that right there killed the program. They weren't getting the players. And then that's when you saw his health just decline because they were just brutal. So I don't know. I still think they should go with my boy Craig from Wyoming, get him in there, go old school, power eye, offensive line, run the ball. Just go with that guy. But that's my 2 cents.
Big Ten football at its best with a play like that.
It's true. It would be. Boys, you ready to talk some college football this Saturday? It's a crazy slate going on. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our usual.
Crazy and a lackluster sense. Let's get it.
Jesus. Georgia Southern, Wisconsin. Anybody got anything in this one?
Georgia.
No. Tempting to take Georgia Southern, but I actually don't. If they had won, Wisconsin had won last week, I would probably take Georgia Southern here. But since they lost, I back off. I stay away.
I did a last-minute edition of Georgia Southern plus the 20. Didn't want to touch the over 65.5 or the money line at all. Florida State, Boston College. Florida State minus 24.5 on the road, over under 47.5 plus 12.50 for Boston College. I stayed away.
Yeah, me too.
If I were going to play a big spread, a favorite with a big spread this week, this would be it, though.
Yeah, Boston College is terrible. Wake Forest, ODU. ODU catching 14 at home. Over under 61 plus 430 on the money line. Gross. No, thank you.
Nada. Pass.
Liberty. Minus 3 on the road at Buffalo. Over under 54 plus 135 on the money line for Buffalo.
I got one.
I got one too. Eric, what do you got?
Give me the Buffs in the bounce back spot. I got them at plus 3.5. I'm just buying low here. I think this is a little bit inflated. Look, I was low on this Liberty team coming into the season. I haven't been impressed. You beat Bowling Green and New Mexico State. Big whoop. That is the nothing for me. I rewatched both those games. Wasn't that impressed with the offense. Also, Buffalo is a home dog out of conference. 61% ATS since 2005. Give me the Buffs here plus 3.5.
I'm playing against the number. I do have a Buffalo future, but I'm on Liberty here. I think Liberty wins, and I think they win close. I just I don't know, man. This Buffalo team, disappointing. I'm going with
Say
disappointing.
the least.
And you can suck my dick being on the wrong side of me, Eric.
That escalated quickly.
I'm starting off angry.
The hate. The hate for no reason.
Louisville, Indiana. Louisville minus 9.5 on the road, over under 50, plus 280 on the money line.
I think this line just moved here where I am because I'm seeing Louisville minus 10.5. You can get even money for it. With that being said, no, not dog. I don't want any part of this.
No, thank you. Iowa State minus 2.5 on the road at Ohio. The Bobcats are getting plus 115 on the money line, over under of 42.
So I think this actually might be a sneaky over play. I was looking at stats last night. I was looking at both teams are batting 100 in the red zone right now. Both teams allow a pretty high amount of red zone scoring. I think this could be a sneaky overplay at 42.5, but only if you really just need some action because it's just the meat and potatoes minus 110.
God damn it, Chase. You sold me. I'm on it already. I'm hungry today. I'm hungry this week. I need it. Penn State, Illinois. Penn State minus 14 on the road at Illinois, over under 47.5, plus 500 on the money line.
I really want to take Illinois here.
I also really want to take Illinois.
Really want to take Illinois, but at the end of the day, I passed.
This is like a classic Penn State game.
Yeah, and it's a great spot for a Burtoning. Like, basically just what you think a good football team would do, think what would the opposite do, and that's how Illinois should probably perform. And I feel like they could sneaky cover, but I'm getting minus 120 for 14.5. Nah.
I'm staying away from this one. Kansas State.
They were better running the ball. Like, if they were just better running the ball. God damn it. I really want to take Illinois. I know. So want to take Illinois. I just couldn't do it.
Kansas State, Missouri. Kansas State laying 3.5 on the road, over under of 49, plus 145 on the money line for Missouri. Chase, you got something in this one?
Yeah, it's my first official play here. Give me Kansas State to cover, minus 3.5. Yeah, absolutely. I think they boat race Missouri, quite honestly. Like, I had to try to find some sort of Kansas State injury news that I didn't know about because this line just is stupid. I feel like Kansas State should be at least a touchdown favorite here.
Go ahead, Eric.
I took Missouri plus 4.
Dead to me.
Look, I'm looking at the defenses. I think Missouri's defense is going to be able to limit Kansas State. I think Kansas State offense, when I watch it, it's not explosive without Deuce Vaughn there. From what I've been told from someone I trust insane, Missouri's just been going through the motions. They brought in that new offensive coordinator from Fresno State. They really haven't opened up the playbook. From what their offense is going to look in conference play and what it's looked the first 2 games, it just hasn't been there. I think Missouri is really going to open up their offense. I think they're going to exploit some holes I believe that Kansas State has. I'm going to take the small dog to cover at home.
I'm on the same side as Chase here, only I was stupid and jumped on it too early. I got Kansas State minus 5, so fuck me. I know. I jumped on it Sunday night.
Jeez.
There's definitely, I'm seeing a lot of money come in on the Missouri side because now you can get minus 3.5 at even money for Kansas State. So I wish I'd waited to lock that in a little bit.
LSU, Mississippi State. LSU minus 9.5 on the road at Mississippi State, over under 54, plus 275 on the money line for the Bulldogs.
I want nothing. I don't trust either team. Yeah. Down, dude. I don't trust college kids to win with margin at home.
Also, shout out that one black guy in chat, too. I got nothing in this one. UMass, Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's a 7-point home favorite, over under of 50, plus 245 on the money line for UMass.
Nothing.
God, I thought about the under, but
directional mish. We all know who's going to win directional mish, but no.
Yeah, I know who I would be rooting for in this one.
Yeah.
Same as the next one. Central Michigan, Notre Dame. Notre Dame minus 34.5 at home, over under 51.5.
Look, I think the Chips are going to be a team that's going to be a gold mine to start out in the MAC with how gimmicky their offense is, but you can't trust Emmanuel to throw the goddamn ball. If he was just a better thrower, Notre Dame's got some big boys coming up. I would definitely take them. If this got up maybe look to take second half once they bench Hartman because they're going to be up like 28-0. This is just a pass.
I was going to say this. Buffs, Missouri, moneyline play, parlay thoughts. Erik, since you seem to be on both of them.
I will give out my round robin at the end, and both those two are in my round robin.
I dig it. I did not. I'll have to make a round robin. I gotta keep this up. Virginia Tech, Rutgers. Rutgers minus 6.5 at home. Over under 38. Plus 215 on the money line for Virginia Tech.
Rutgers sure was tempting. But the gravy train on biscuit wheels has to come off the tracks at some point, right? And I don't want to be the person caught holding the bag whenever that happens.
Yeah, I didn't want to touch Rutgers here. I thought about it, but thought better. Staying away. Florida International, UConn. UConn minus 7 at home, over under 42, plus 235 on the money line for the airport. No, thank you.
Nothing.
Nope.
Alabama, South Florida. Alabama minus 34, over under 61.
Listen, whenever Alabama loses a game during the season, they usually, as you say, win with margin the following game. I got to think that Saban's record against the spread following a loss is just astronomical.
You want me to do a little
Do a little research right there. Chris Simpson chimes in, just doing a little work, listening to best college pick show out there. We make it money.
All right, here we go. I am on. See how old Nicholas does after a loss. All right, you guys. This will take a little time. My system sucks, but
okay. ECU, App State. App State minus 8 at home, over under 48, plus 260 on the money line. I took the East Carolina Pirates plus 8. That's what I did. I don't know. I feel like I'm just seeing a repeat of App State last year where they just were playing close games left, right, and center.
I wasn't going to have this as a play, but you know what? I'm going to add it. I'm going to tell you. I think App State is due for the letdown game. It seems like they have that sort of pattern of playing these Power 5 teams close early in the season, and then they just throw a dud. So, yeah, I'll tell you on ECU plus 7.5.
Saban, 4-8.
Really?
After a loss. We have to figure most of those come late in the season.
That's true.
So, it's just not big enough of a sample size for me.
Also, they're starting a new quarterback. I mean, Tyler Buckner gets the start too, so it makes you wonder, is the offense going to be better? Like, whenever they've played subpar teams with Jalen Milroe, they easily handle business like Alabama does early in the season. Like, is there going to be a little bit of a getting to know you sort of phase with Buckner running with the ones? And if that's the case, it might be worth taking South Florida to cover just a massive spread.
As a home dog. Minnesota.
Is that going to be a home game, though?
No, not a shot.
No. Are you kidding me? An Alabama game on the Gulf Coast? Are you shitting me? That's
Minnesota, North Carolina minus 7 at home, over under 50.5, plus 220 on the money line.
This is I wouldn't touch a side. I would maybe dabble with the total, and if I dabbled with the total, I'd be on the over. They're over 50.5.
I agree. Sports Fact says, by the way, how about them Longhorns? Fuck them.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
Yep,
Get them out of here.
I'm invested. I love them.
No. We're done. Northwestern, Duke. Duke minus 17 at home, over under of 48, plus 580 on the money line for the Wildcats of Northwestern.
Chaboy here together a same game parlay for this here game. I'm taking Duke minus 16.5. I'm on over 37.5 for Riley Leonard rushing yards. And then I'm going under 48.5 on the total. I feel like Duke will have to score the majority of that to go over. And I don't count on Northwestern to really give them that much help. So I believe I got that at plus 525 for Duke minus 16.5, Riley Leonard over 37.5, and under 48.5.
Woo!
Spicy.
I stayed away from that one. I stayed away. Western Michigan, Iowa. Iowa minus 28 at home, over under 42.5.
What do we do What do we do, Jim? What do we do with these Iowa games? We just tombstone the fun out of them as the unders taker. And I'm, for the third week in a row, rolling with Iowa under 42.5. Listen, I don't know if Brian Ferentz is going to get his bonus allowance this week because he forgot to rake the yard and he wasn't nice to his grandma. So it doesn't matter if he hits the points or not. He might not be motivated. I'm going to keep betting Iowa unders until it stops making money, essentially.
Do I take Western Michigan too? Like, can Iowa score on anybody? I'm going to just go with the under. I'm just going to play safe. I'm going to play it safe. I thought about it, though. And that should tell you something about this Iowa team. Yeah, let's make money. Iowa with 28. Yikes. Fucking big yikes. San Diego State, Oregon State. Oregon State minus 24.5 at home. Over under 48. Plus 1,200 on the money line for SDSU. I want nothing to do with this game.
No, I'd be tempted to try to play San Diego State, but DJ Hughes looked pretty good in that offense at Oregon State. So
I hate the Lakers. Beavers winning the Pac-12. I hope so.
They look good to start.
They're
I'm rooting
a fucking
for it.
Super team if they manage to do it. The Pac-12 is absolutely loaded.
I want it so bad. It'd be just poetic justice there. South Carolina, Georgia. Georgia minus 27 at home. Over under 54. Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty gross.
Spencer Rattler. I don't. And when a team like South Carolina loses like what they did to the NFL draft, that talent's not there anymore. So I just want nothing to do with this team.
Yep. Same.
Weirdly, Shane Beamer pouring mayonnaise all over himself a couple years ago wasn't the recruiting boon that they figured it would be.
It should have been. That offensive line is god awful for South Carolina.
It should have been behind a paywall, Jim.
Oklahoma, Tulsa. Oklahoma minus 28.5 on the road. Over under 58.5.
You need to air quote on the road. They're playing in Tulsa.
On the road.
It's going to be another game where there's not that much home field advantage. Oklahoma's look good. I think they're going to be a little inflated when Big 12 time starts. So this is just a pass for me. There's
Tether TV back going Boomer. I think, Eric, you still owe them a bet.
Was it Tether TV?
It was Tether TV.
Yeah, just DM Jim what you want your $25 bet to be for the day, and I'll put it in.
Okay. Western Kentucky, Ohio State. Ohio State minus 30.
Boomer was the name of my first dog.
It's a good name. It's a good dog name.
What's your current dog's name?
Kool-Aid.
God damn it, I love that dog name.
That's a great name. Western Kentucky, Ohio State. Ohio State's minus 30 at home. Over under 65.
They're switching quarterbacks. No. They're staying with the kid who hasn't looked good. Right?
Yeah. Is it McCord? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Doesn't Western Kentucky feel a little bit sprinklish? Like it might have a little chance of precipitation there?
I'm going to say hard pass for me.
Yeah, it's a good call. I should probably listen to you.
Maybe like a first half, but I don't know. I'm staying away right now. ULM, Texas A&M. A&M minus 35.5. Over under of the game is 53.5.
These are the games that are always interesting. You got Texas A&M, who's obviously a little buzzy coming into the season. Do they kind of like, what's the effort coming in? You know what I mean? Like you get ULM in a row. This is obviously their Super Bowl. Texas A&M coming off being embarrassed by Miami. That game wasn't even close.
Yeah, it's either a neck crack spot or it's a complete just like spiral into the depths of misery spot.
And I would lean toward spiral into the depths of misery.
It is Texas A&M, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass.
Tulane, Southern Miss. Tulane minus 12 on the road. Over under 48.5. Plus 320 on the money line for Southern Miss.
God, I really want to take Southern Miss here.
I know, same.
I was hoping to get 14 or north of 14. It's kind of at that dead number of 12, so I'm just going to pass here. I really want to take Southern Miss. Do we know what's going on with Pratt?
That's right. That's the whole thing. Is if Pratt's in, then I'm all over Tulane. But if no Pratt, then no me.
They say he's a game time call.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
And I'm not gonna lie, like the person I talked to told me he was in last week, and obviously he was out. I think they probably rest him this week too.
Probably.
You know what's crazy is even though he was out, they were essentially a reviewed and overturned fourth down conversion away from either putting that game into overtime or winning it. Just like, don't let the final score in that game fool you as to how good of a team Tulane is.
They should have covered. They legitimately should have covered. That was, if you were on Old Miss, congrats, you won your bet. Go buy yourself a lotto ticket. If you're on Tulane, I'm sorry, you should have covered that game.
Yeah, that was the one money line dog I missed last week.
I'm so mad. Washington, Michigan State. Washington's minus 16 on the road, over under 56 plus 520 on the money line for the Sparties.
You don't know what you're going to get here.
Yeah.
You really don't know what you're going to get from Michigan State. You just had your coach. We already talked about it. What is going to happen there? I will say this: friend of the show, Miss El Paso, is going to be in attendance watching her godson for the Huskers. This is just a pass for me.
Jim, we like to talk about it all the time. What do teams do when their coach is in turmoil? They rally around the interim. With that being said, hell no, I'm not touching this. No. Like, that's such a I need to wash my hands if I do that.
Georgia State at the Clit at Charlotte. Georgia State minus 7 on the road, over under 52 plus 220 on the money line for the Charlotte 49ers.
I want to take Charlotte so fucking bad.
Don't disrespect Biff Poggi. Take Charlotte.
I want to take Charlotte so bad. They were the last cut. They were my last.
I did take Charlotte, damn it. Eric, did you see? I showed Chase, but Eric, did you see Biff Poggi's
shirtless? Not shirtless.
No, not shirtless, but his they had him at the podium, I think last week.
That was Conference USA.
Was that Media Days? That was
yeah. And no one had any questions for Charlotte. And Biff Poggi was like, "You don't have any questions because you picked us last. That's all I need to know. Peace."
I loved it.
Love the disrespected Biff Poggi.
I love the fire. I love the intensity. But
South Alabama, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State minus 7 at home, over under 48.5 plus 240 on the money line for South Alabama. Anything for anybody?
I've been really disappointed with what I've seen from South Alabama this year. I thought they were going to make a little noise. What I've seen.
Same. San Jose State, Toledo. Toledo minus 7.5 at home, over under 57.5 plus 250 on the money line. I got the over in this game. That's about it. I think two kind of decent offenses with kind of suspect defenses. It's a lot of points.
Good. Pretty good group of 5 teams. I mean, these teams, when you take the Power 5 out, if you were to have your rankings, I mean, Tulane would be up there, and these 2 teams would be up here.
Oh, Toledo, yeah, for sure.
But this is just a pass for me.
I'm getting me that over, though. Tennessee, Florida. Tennessee minus 5.5 at Florida, over under 56.5 plus 177 on the money line for the Gators. Chase.
Yeah. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Give me the hefty Josh Heupel to go in the swamp and cover this. Apparently, the swamp just doesn't carry the same magnitude that it used to, and I think that Tennessee actually handles Florida pretty easily, even though this is a rivalry game.
You got anything here, Eric? Go for it.
I took the Gators. I got them at 6.5, and I took them on the money line as well. In my eyes, Milton hasn't looked that good behind center. They didn't look good against Austin Peay. You lost a left tackle to the NFL. You lost your starting 2 wide receivers to the NFL. You lost your quarterback to the NFL. Now you're starting SEC play. I think Florida's defensive line is going to be able to get to Milton, make him look uncomfortable. Also, Tennessee's starting center doesn't look like he's going to go. Florida's center, he's going to come back. So Florida's getting healthy. Tennessee's still a little banged up. And you look at Napier as a dog at home. 77% ATS as a dog in general in the SEC play. He is a whopping 5-1. I think Florida's rushing attack, I think they're going to be able to run the ball against this Tennessee defensive line with these new clock rules, going to shorten the game, shorten the possessions. I took Tennessee. I got it at 6.5, and I think I got them at plus 240 on the money line.
Oh, you mean Florida? Yeah.
Florida, excuse me.
Listen, those are all good points, and I did not know them, so now I'm worried about that bet cashing.
I have nothing in this game. I thought about potentially taking the under with what Tennessee's been looking like. And you know what? I'm going to fire off on that right now. Under 56.5. Give it to me. Boom. Done. No more about that. Miami of Ohio, Cincinnati. Cincinnati minus 14 at home. Over under 43.5. Plus 450 on the money line.
Yeah.
Are you taking Miami here? Because I thought about
Jim, you're starting to know me so well.
There we go.
Well, I'm playing the spot here. This is just a spot play for me. You have Cincinnati just beat Pitt, and now next week they're opening up Big 12 play. I'm just playing the spot here. I am fading Cincinnati off the big win, going to the new conference. We did it last week with Houston, and Rice was able to shock the world, cash the cover and the money line. Didn't take him on the money line here. I actually like the Miami quarterback. I think he's going to be able to take advantage of Cincinnati's back four, which I'm not that high on. I'm not a Jones guy. I just like Miami here. I like the spot. I took him plus the 14.5. Anything under 14, though, I'd pass.
I got Miami on the spread. I sprinkled a little bit on that money line. I think this is like Miami's Super Bowl.
It is.
They want this game so bad. And Cincinnati, like Erik said, spot play. Give me Miami here. North Texas La Tech. North Texas plus 4.5 on the road. Over under 67.5. Plus 163 on the money line for the Mean Green. I felt gross. Stayed away.
Yeah.
Yep. James Madison, JMU, heading to Troy. The Troy Trojans, minus 2.5 at home, over under of 46.5, plus 115 on the money line for the Dukes.
I really want to take James Madison here, but I missed the 3.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Troy, I'm not disappointed with how Troy's looked to start the season as much as I have been with USA. I think this will be a really good game. I just wanted to stay away from it. I'm excited for this one, though. This is one of the better games on the slate today. Northern Illinois, Nebraska. Nebraska minus 13.5 at home, over under 42, plus 400 on the money line for Northern Illinois.
Jim, I'll let you take this one, man. This is your floor, dude. Let me lean back in my chair, get my coffee.
Did you guys see that the Troy play where the guy in motion went across the line of scrimmage? That was
called a Trojan horse, my man. Just slip him in there.
I expect Nebraska to just run the hell out of the ball. I expect the defense to play good. They need happiness. This is the home opener for Nebraska. They're going to want to just own this game. I just don't know about Jeff Sims.
He turns the ball over a lot, man.
He's averaging once a quarter.
They need to be running just the Erik Crouch offense with him. No passy, just runny and ball fakey. That's all you need to do. If
you run the Erik Crouch offense, you get 10 passes the game, Jeff Sims. You get 10. You got to make them count. You get 10.
I just want him to win so I can use the nickname I've been waiting to use all season, Iceberg Sims. Damn it. Please
they
make
will
it
win.
happen,
I believe
Jeff.
Nebraska. I think they're going to win. I believe they're going to win. I'm not super high on this Northern Illinois team. If I played anything in this game, it would be the under, because I like Nebraska's defense and I don't love the offense, but I'm staying away.
Yeah, I'm with you on the under. You can tell money's headed that way, too.
If you can find a prop.
Oh, let's make some money on NIU straight up. NIU's going to run the ball against this Nebraska defense.
And we love NIU because of their coach's likeness to Bruce.
That is true.
Do we have any Sims turnover props?
I wonder.
I mean, Jesus. Give me some Jeffrey Sims turnover props.
If there is Jeff Sims turnover props, take the over on that every time. Unless they how do they grade those bungled snaps?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Because it wasn't just interceptions. It was like bad snaps, bad handoffs. It was everything.
That one of his bad snaps cost me a Jeff Sims anytime touchdown in the opener against Minnesota.
It's brutal. It's brutal right now. It's very seldom been lower. Vanderbilt, UNLV. Vanderbilt -5 on the road. Over under 57.5. Plus 170 on the money line for the Rebs of UNLV.
Oh my God. Pass.
How many of the Vanderbilt players are of gambling/strip club age is my question. If it's a majority of the team, then give me UNLV straight up. If it's not,
Oh, also, how about those Elks last night? Just CFL shout out.
Dead.
They're coming. They're coming, boys.
They're peaking at the right time.
I got Vanderbilt -4. I wish I would have gotten it under the 3, but I got it at 4. I'm tentative about it. Louisiana Lafayette, UAB -2.5 at home, over under of 60 points, plus 118 on the money line for Louisiana.
All right. First of all, did you see that Trent Dilfer press conference?
No.
He's like talking about how after losing, his wife doesn't seem as hot, and he married a smoke show, and his kids are more annoying than they usually are. I mean, he just went down this rabbit hole. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude, he is a DILF though, and most DILFs.
You gotta watch this. Like it was. Yeah. My wife's not as hot. My kids are more annoying.
Listen, DILFs have options. They don't have to stay tied down to some lady and their kids. DILFs can go out and get a pack of smokes and never come back.
It's true. Bowling Green, Michigan. Michigan -40.5, over under 53.5. Ugh. I kind of want to say Bowling Green, but
do you really want to be the guy who has a Michigan -40.5 ticket and it not cash?
I thought about getting Bowling Green because I've been getting kind of lucky betting against Michigan right now because they just haven't been covering these huge spreads. But I'm going to stay away this week. Staying away. Georgia Tech, Mississippi. Ole Miss -17.5 at home.
Points.
Over under of 63.5, plus 615 on the money line for Georgia Tech.
This line's been dropping. I really want to take Tech, but I couldn't do it. And I will say this, if there's one guy watching college football I know is not going to be there next year, it's this Georgia Tech offensive coordinator. This kid is impressive. He is going to probably be at Ohio State, Alabama, wherever. He is gone. The spot says to take Georgia Tech, but this line's been dropping. This is just a pass for me.
It's not his fault that they lost. He got saddled with, he's starting an ex-Texas A&M quarterback. Like, you're just destined to fail at that point.
He was kind of in a rock and a hard place because it was between this guy and, if we didn't transfer him, it would have been Jeff Sims.
Coordinator. I think he's looked good. This offense.
No. The OCs look good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's made something out of Haynes King. Impressive.
Pitt, West Virginia. West Virginia -2.5 at home, over under 47, plus 120 on the money line for Pittsburgh.
Vibe check here, and West Virginia has their country roads uniforms going. That's got like West Virginia road maps on it, and the words "Country Roads Take Me Home" on the bumper on the back of the helmet. We do. The look fly, play fly angles is at play. I think West Virginia could be the easy cover.
I got a bet.
Lay it out.
I took the Panthers plus the 3 in the bounce back spot. Carter's hurt for West Virginia. Even if he does play, he's going to not be 100%, and he is their most dynamic playmaker. I think the big point of attack thing is I don't think that West Virginia's defensive line is going to stop Pitt's offensive line from being able to run the ball. I was really low on this West Virginia defense coming into the season. Nothing has changed. I think Pitt's going to be able to move the ball. I don't think they're going to be able to get stops. And the big stat that stood out to me as we talk about coaches after loss, Big Pat, whopping 60% ATS after an L. I'll take the fighting Narduzzi's +3 here.
Oh, he's just ripping ass on the sidelines, too. I made a rule this year on West Virginia, and I would only bet on them at home as a dog. So, staying away. Akron, Kentucky. Kentucky minus 26 at home, over under 48.5. I got one in this game.
Yeah, I got two, and it's a late edition for me. I'm looking at the first half spreads and the first quarter spreads, and I'm looking at going at alternate lines in both of those to hit +140 and +160 respective. So give me Akron +11.5, +140 in the first half, and give me Akron +3.5 at +160 in the first quarter.
Ooh, Chase.
This is a slow starting Kentucky team. Some might say terrible and not worth winning games ever.
I'm just on Akron plus the 26. I got it 26.5. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't think Kentucky is good enough to kind of like close this one out. Syracuse, Purdue. Syracuse minus 2.5 on the road, over under 56.5, plus 110 on the money line for the Boilermakers.
Had nothing.
Also, shout out, let's make this. How about the Zips just win fast for the week for the over 3.5 bet? Let's get it. I hope, you know what? If Akron wins outright, Chase, I believe, will celebrate.
Yes, what will Chase do if the Zips win?
If the Zips win?
If the Zips win,
like straight up.
What will you do?
I will buy a Michael Jackson Beat It jacket with all the extra zippers in Zips colors, and then learn the dance to Thriller.
Okay. Anybody got anything in Syracuse and Purdue?
Yeah, I played the over here, 56.5. If you look at what Purdue is doing against much better competition, they're putting up anywhere from about 24 to 29 points a game, so 27.5, somewhere in there. I think that they probably match their production. Syracuse has put up a ton of points. They haven't played anybody yet. This Purdue defense hasn't really showed that they're able to necessarily stop anybody, and they really have a habit of, even if they get up, they have a habit of letting teams back into it. So I like them over 56.5 here. That's one of my strong plays for today.
And nothing.
I just dabbled on Purdue money line. That's the only thing I had in this one. Just threw a little shekel on it. BYU, Arkansas. Arkansas minus 8 at home. Over under 48 plus 265 on the money line.
I got nothing.
No, nothing.
I'd be willing to dabble on BYU plus the 8. I think Rocket Sanders is out for this one. Also, I think you'll probably see Rocket when the games start meaning things, aka the SEC schedule. I think he's probably slated to be back next week.
I like that.
How about
Chris Simpson says Hogs winning KJ over 47. I wonder if that's rush yards.
That's rush yards. I saw that. They actually offered that as a special on the book that I was on, and I don't think the odds were really that great on it, but I think that I do think that you'll see KJ run just a little bit more, especially if this game gets close.
Who's the RB1?
Hell yeah, brother.
Who's the RB1 with Rocket?
I believe it's AJ Green.
Okay.
So, yeah. Not that AJ Green.
The battle for New Mexico. New Mexico State at New Mexico. New Mexico minus 2.5. Over under 52 plus 125 on the money line for New Mexico State. I'm staying away. No, thank you.
What I really wanted to do here is I wanted to find a prop that no touchdown would be scored in this game.
That'd be hilarious. Florida Atlantic, Clemson. Clemson minus 24.5 at home, over under 51.5, plus 1,200 on the money line for FAU.
If you can get a FAU first half spread that's big, I'd say play FAU in the first half.
I took them full game, and I took them half. I did it.
Herman covers, dude.
Yeah, he does. Wyoming, Texas. Texas minus 30 at home, over under 49. Chase, go for it.
This is a huge letdown spot for Texas. They are really smelling themselves after the big win against Alabama. After watching that game, I kind of think that this might be the weakest Alabama team that we've seen in a long time. This is Super Bowl going down to Texas to play against Texas. And last time I checked, Cowboys brand Longhorns. So expect a big old smoldering W on Bevo's ass after this game. When they cover. Probably don't win, though.
Both of these nuz leaves. Texas A&M better win today or win today. Last week was rough. I feel for you, man. And then Tether TV has his bet, Eric. He wants Wyoming and the points over Texas.
Got Wyoming plus 30.
Yeah, there you go.
What's Wyoming's injury report look like?
I'm not sure.
It's college football, so I don't think they even acknowledge that they have a football team on the injury report. It's like we may or may not have players. College injury reports.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Which, by the way, hold on. Texas A&M better win today. Listen, if they don't beat ULM, brother,
you're
everybody getting fired.
Everybody. They're burning that place to the ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Patrio's leaving on his motorcycle with no one on the back this time.
Does Manziel have any eligibility left?
Did he graduate? I don't know if he graduated.
Actually, speaking of Manziel, I've figured out an angle for teams. All right, teams from Texas playing Alabama at home are undefeated whenever their quarterback catches one of their own passes, like Johnny Football did and Quinn Ewers did in the last game. So whenever you see that happen, just hammer the live money line bet on whoever they're playing.
I like it. Hawaii at Oregon. Oregon minus 38 at home, over under 68.5. Stayed away. Gross. No, thank you.
Yeah.
TCU Houston. The Horned Frogs are minus 7.5 on the road, over under 64, plus 240 on the money line for Houston.
You know what? Yes. I said this was a disgusting slate and I didn't want any part of it, but you know what? I do now. Give me Houston on the money line here.
I really want to take Houston too.
You know what? Give me Houston plus a 7.5. Give me Houston money line. I'm gonna do it too, Chase.
All right, let's take a gander. Let's see what old.
I'm on it. I hate it.
What's the name of this coach for Houston? I'm spacing on his name.
Dana Holgerson, aka Big Earn McCracken from the film Kingpin.
Also, Eric, about your Wyoming, Presley's a game time decision according to I Hate Lakers 99. I hate the Lakers.
That's pretty big. If he can't go. He's
going. He's going. There's no way that he's going to sit out for this game.
Ooh, Dana. Oh, home dog for Dana. 6-11-1 ATS.
He's no Tom Herman, is what you're saying.
He's no Tommy two-time.
Let's consider the fact, though, that seat is probably kind of hot, kind of piping at
Houston. It drops down to a whopping 2-5.
That's why it pays so well.
Colorado State, Colorado, the game of the week, according to everybody. Colorado minus 23.5 at home, over under 63, plus 11.50 on the money line for Colorado State. Eric, you actually have a play in this game.
I actually have a play. And I may be drinking bleach. Give me the Rams. I got him at 24.
I kind of like it. Like
this is like one of the most public bets of the weekend.
Let's just look at the spot. You played TCU, national runner-up. You just played Nebraska, historic rivalry. Now you play Colorado State, who's coming off of a bye. Next week, you have, who do you have?
I love that, Chase.
Oregon Ducks.
Your Pac-12 opener.
Pac-12 opener. And I'm going to say this. Maybe I was a little wrong on Washington State. Through 2 games, they've looked pretty good. They run a similar offense to what Colorado has. All this public money is coming in on Colorado. This game was 10, and now it's 24. That's a 14-point move. And not to get lost in everything, Hunter, insane talent, going to play at the next level, going to be a great player at the NFL. He can't keep playing 140 snaps a game.
Yeah.
And when you take him off the field, this defense just isn't that good. It just is not that good. Yeah, Norvell was running his mouth. Deion could look to run up the score. Deion is damn good at this job. But the situation says to play Colorado State here.
I'm sorry, keep going.
No, that's it. That's it. Go ahead.
If there's anybody in the world of sports that can talk shit and back it up, it's Deion Sanders. But we have to Deion isn't playing on the field, just the product of his balls. And so I don't know. Like, I honestly think that they like this Mike Norvell sunglasses comment might have actually done them some good, because they seem so focused on it and it's become such a thing that like I could easily see them just, thinking that they're going to go out there and whomp them and wear their sunglasses and not really taking the game seriously. And all the focus being on what some coach said and Colorado State covering.
Here's my thing. The spot just says it. You know what I mean? The spot, I have to play the spot. I have to play the spot. You're going to be able to get a 24.
I found a 24. I found multiple 24s out there.
So get the 24. Just go with it. Hell, don't even watch the effing game. And just wake up tomorrow and see a 21-point win for the Buffs.
Plus, I mean, you mentioned the spot. They got Oregon next week. Like, you can't tell me that Shedeur Sanders isn't thinking Heisman right now and thinking Heisman showdown against him and Bo Nix next week, which is disgusting to say.
And like Erik,
and then after Oregon, they have USC.
And like Erik was saying, like I figured if you're gonna rest Travis Hunter at all, it would be a game like this where you're suspected to just dominate.
Yeah,
because they're not gonna try and rest him during like USC and Oregon.
No, they're gonna need him to probably play 150 plays those games. And then literally, I don't believe in this defensive line. The Colorado State's coming off a bye, so they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this offense, and Washington State basically runs the same exact offense that Colorado has. This is just a perfect spot. I'm on the Rams here.
Sports Fact says play the number in the spot with a little sprinkle on the money line. Come on, Uncle Rico.
I'm not playing the plus 1200. I got 20. I got 24 locked in. I'm fine with that.
If I'm Mike Norvell, I've got a lady on call to put my hair in cornrows in the mid fourth quarter if they cover the spread. So when I shake hands, I take off my hat. Boom.
Isn't this Jay Norvell?
Yeah, Jay.
Oh, that's right. Sorry,
I mean, Mike's Florida State.
He's the actual cornrow Norvell.
Yeah.
We just got to think. These are college kids. You have college game day here. You have Fox the week before. You have McAfee, who in my mind is an idiot who I can't stand. You have him doing his show there. You have The Rock showing up on campus.
Yeah.
SmackDown was there last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
60 Minutes is there. 60 Minutes is there doing a fucking special.
Goddamn distractions going on, and you have the Oregon Ducks on deck. This is the letdown of letdowns. Give me the rant.
I love it. I love it, Uncle Rico. Love it.
Fresno State, Arizona State. Fresno -3 on the road. Over under 49 plus 128 for the Sun Devils.
Is Mikey Keene playing?
I don't know.
Not sure.
He's a little banged up. I'm Googling it right now. No, he's off. He's off of it.
Yeah, they say he's playing.
Okay.
For me, like it's just a default gambling move in the decision matrix here. When you have a home dog within a touchdown, go ahead and hit it on the money line. But the problem is my heart won't let me. I'm a believer in this Fresno State team, so I'm not touching it.
Oh, Chris Simpson, by the way, sees Oregon -14 over Colorado next week.
If Colorado wins this game big, then I think it will be around 7.5, 8.5 maybe.
I got nothing in the Fresno State-Arizona State game. Kansas, Nevada. Kansas -28 on the road, over under 58. I would maybe lean towards Kansas because I think this Nevada team is maybe one of the worst FBS schools of the year. but I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I would lean it.
UTEP, Arizona minus 19 at home, over under 57.5 plus 660 on the money
Speaking
line
of
for
press
UTEP.
conferences, how about the UTEP coach just basically going in front of everybody and just saying, "Yeah, I'm not that good at my job. It's on me why we've lost these 2 games."
Yeah, shout out Dana Dimmel for just admitting he's bad at what he does.
This team is so loaded with talent. They should be way better than to lose like that to Northwestern is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
It is absolutely.
That's not how you give them just the UTIP.
Embarrassing. But I will say this. If this would have been 21, oh my God. I would have been on the Miners just because, again, you have Arizona just coming off that emotional overtime loss to Mississippi State. And they open up Pac-12 play. Granted, it's only against Stanford, but there is a conference game coming up. UTEP looking to bounce back after that embarrassing loss to Northwestern. If I had to bet this game, I'd take the Miners here. But, I didn't get my number of 21.
Yeah, didn't want anything to do with that one. That's everything we got for all the games. Boys, what other plays we got going on this week?
Whoa, sir. I've got a big one.
Did you find yours, Chase?
Yeah, I did. I've been looking my chops for this spot since last Saturday, actually. I'm pretty pumped for this. It's a sprinkle on the points. It's a sprinkle on the money line. Buzz. Give me the Sacramento State Hornets plus 7.5 against Stanford. And let's sprinkle plus 240 on the money line. This is an excellent FCS team against a really bad Stanford team. I really think that Sac State could win this straight up.
The FCS team I was looking at was at Idaho against Cal. That was the one I was taking a gander at, but I didn't do anything.
I didn't want anything really. Look at FCS. Nah, I got nothing.
I love Twitter. Currently trending Bobert, and it's trending with Beetlejuice. Love it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, any other plays that you guys got for the slate? I know Uncle Rico's got his round robin.
Yeah. You guys want to hear? You know what? It's not as juicy as it's been in weeks past. It's just Buffalo on the money line, Missouri on the money line, Florida on the money line, and Pitt on the money line. That's it. Boom, boom, boom. Only 4 teams this week.
I'm shooting for the moon with mine, Eric. I'm also only doing 4 teams, but here are my 4. Houston, Miami of Ohio, Charlotte, and East Carolina.
Okay. All right.
Shooting for the moon here.
I can put one together. Let me put together a little round robin here.
Well, while you're doing that, Chase. You're just gonna say
I'll go.
I love it.
Yeah, I'll go the over in the Purdue game. I will go the under in the Iowa game. I will go Wyoming plus 29.5. And I will go with Sac State money line.
Of course, I also have to do my favorite Uncle Rico teaser of the week.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's a weekly thing, Eric. It's a weekly thing, and I love it. I love how mad it makes you.
Oh, my God.
Charlotte plus 12.5. Miami of Ohio plus 20. ECU plus 13.5. North Carolina minus 1 versus Minnesota. Oklahoma State minus 1.5. Akron plus 31.5. Arkansas teased down to 2.5. Purdue plus 8. Florida Atlantic plus 31. Wyoming plus 36.
How many do you have in there?
That's a 10-teamer.
Jim,
All right.
why? I mean, if you did a 3-teamer, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can live with that. But 10 fucking teams, Jimmy?
30-1. 30-1 right there.
Something just popped up for me, and I think this is actually another little FCS play worth taking. Let's go Stony Brook plus 23.5, and then plus 900 on the money line against Arkansas State, who has only scored 3 fucking points this season.
Honestly, yeah.
But I mean, Kent State laying 19. Oh,
Man.
my God.
I don't know how good Central Connecticut is, though.
Temple laying 30.5.
Is Connecticut big enough to have a central portion? Like, doesn't all of it touch the edges?
Idaho is getting 11.5 against Cal. Idaho just beat Nevada, I believe, last week. Is Idaho going to beat another?
No, I don't think so. I think this is a bounce back spot for Cal.
And I also think that Cal comes in a little bit under the radar because if they make their field goals, they're a 19-14 winner over Auburn at home. I don't think they're quite. I don't think they're really that bad. I think they were really just unfortunate with the kicking game last week.
Texas Southern and plus 34 against Rice in the Rice's letdown spot. I'm not going to do it.
No, not touching it. Not touching it. Okay, that's it. That's all we got. Cool, Kev. It's a 10-team teaser. It's worse.
Cool, Kev. Don't fucking do it.
Don't follow it.
It's an awful bet. I'm sorry.
Don't follow it. I agree with Uncle Rico, but I like seeing the vein pop on his forehead whenever I bring him up. Thank you all for watching.
Of a 10-team parlay with none of the return.
Thank you everyone for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you next week for another rendition of the College Football Tailgate. Shout out Tether TV. Hey. Later, boys.